We've done a bunch of videos on herpes, and people
love herpes, man. They just can't get enough of it.
There's a lot of questions about it because there's a lot of stigma and a lot of misinformation out there, and we have gotten a lot of brand new cure. Please post this. Try this now. This is the only thing that will work. And someone said in response to those, "Does herpes ever go away?" This is Reid Malco from ReidAboutSex.com.
Cathy from the IntimacyDojo.com.
And according to the CDC,
it does not.
Yes.
It lays dormant, and then you have a flare-up, and then it goes back to being dormant again. And as somebody, you're more of a scientist than I am. You have 19 patents and things. You're actually a scientist. And Cathy's not sitting here wasting time with me. Cathy works for a very big company doing very sciencey things. And you have a dozen and a half patents, and you're a scientist.
I'm a scientist.
Yeah. So to the extent that I am not like Cathy,
I'm not a medical scientist,
but having read the research, you can have whatever belief system you want. I mean, this is America and this is the world. But I would just like the science to back up your claims. Because as somebody, who is a sex educator who's trying to give accurate sexual health information, which includes the word medically accurate in that phrase often, which includes a certain kind of peer-reviewed, studied, good science. I can't further your claims unless they're backed up, because I have a responsibility to do my due diligence. You may have these amazing results for whatever cure or whatnot, and science is always pushing, and people who aren't scientists are trying new things, and maybe someday that will become science. We'll get it peer-reviewed, tested, and it'll be on the CDC's website or something like that.
Yeah, I think it would actually be on the cover of Time pretty quickly as well.
Yeah, cure for herpes would be on the cover of Time. And we can talk about conspiracy theories and why the medical establishment, the pharmaceutical companies, yada, yada, yada. We can go there. I've gone there. I like having those conversations when it's appropriate. On these videos, not appropriate to have these conversations. They won't come from me. But so basically, the quick answer is it doesn't go away. And you can be contagious. You can be what is called known as shedding, even when you're not having an outbreak. And the good news is, as a sex geek, clearly labeled, herpes isn't fatal. If you have a suppressed immune system, it can make you more prone to exposure and catching other things. So again, if you have Crohn's disease and Lyme's disease or HIV and things like that, you have to be a little bit more cautious about certain things. But for the most part, herpes isn't fatal, and there's just a lot of social stigma and shame. And anybody who wants to leave a comment and be a meanie and be a hater and shame people for having herpes.
Something a large number of the population has.
Yeah.
Doesn't even know they have
I'm going to ask you, shamers, when is the last time you got a blood test to see if you're not positive for herpes or not? Mm-hmm. I'm just saying, because there are a lot of people who have herpes who would test positive for it who've never had an outbreak. Mm-hmm. I'm somebody who tests positive for HSV1, and I've never had an outbreak that I know of, so I don't know where it's located. And so can we hate less and try to pass around informed information about sexuality and sex-positive empowerment and wellness? That's what I would like.
Yes. Thanks very much. Leave comments below. If you tell us of the latest cure, we'll probably delete it.
We'll probably delete it. I might check it out, but I'll probably delete it. Thanks for tuning in, Sex Geek. If you would like to continue with the brain sex, do me a favor and click subscribe right here. If you'd like to watch me on social media, that's where you're going to go. Next video, maybe? And if you really would like your own Sex Geek t-shirt, please click right here, right now. Boop. No, really,